Hi, I'm Elizabeth Jackson. I'm the producer and presenter of GMTV, and it's my pleasure to introduce to you our Got Money legal specialist. This is John Gdanski. John, welcome.
Thank you. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, thank you for joining the show.
My pleasure.
So, John is a specialist in mediation. I want to talk to you about the show with you for the next 12 months. What do you want to bring to the show?
I think we need to really show people that they should be going towards alternative dispute resolution rather than trying to get judgments in courts that are so bogged down. A lot of the judges now are not giving decisions for up to 2 years. So imagine if you, imagine if you desperately needed a decision, there's nothing you could do. I've heard of horrible stories that even though someone's owed money and they know they're going to win, goes to court, someone with a bit of power and money waits for the decision, it's 2 years down the track. By then, either the person owes it's divested themselves of money, gone into liquidation, gone into bankruptcy, and it's just a disaster. So by having an alternative dispute resolution form being mediation, at least you know, you can look them in the eye like I'm looking at you now and say, look, I'll settle, I'll take a haircut on it, and let's just all move on. And to me, if both parties, if you and I are fighting and we both walk out of a mediation unhappy, we know we've had a good result.
Yeah. Is that you said that during a show once, that you're not going to be happy through mediation, but at least you resolve.
And you move on.
The other thing you're really good at too is fundraising for development. So you've got a really unique perspective on how to do that. Yes. So are you happy to bring that to the show as well?
I'm very happy to bring that. There's two arms. There's the regulated arm and the joint venture arm, where which is in itself is very interesting. But I'll bring that to the show as well.
Okay, great. So raising funds, mediation, how to create joint ventures. What else?
Look, I like assisting builders that aren't paid by developers as well.
I like that.
Where if you think about, and you've done enough developments, you know what are the last things that are not paid? Painters, landscapers, the fit out, always at the very end. And sometimes that's the margin that these guys have.
Yeah, that's all the margin they have.
So we do that. Our firm does a lot of that. And the front end, the back end and the front end. The front end being, let's sit down and let's do a proper agreement right from the word go. From the word go. So you know what you do. And a lot of your clients, they get properties handed over at occupancy permit stage, correct?
Yeah.
And, well, what does that mean? Often carpets aren't in, places aren't painted, no landscaping.
There could be some ambiguity around that.
One lift working, not all three. So again, if they sit down at the front end and put it all in there saying, I'm not paying my money across until that's done, well, there's no dispute. So what my firm and I specialise in is we try and we preempt what the fight's going to be, because we've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, it's really nice to bring John into the show because he brings in a unique legal perspective and topics that we haven't really run through before. We've kind of touched on, we've glimpsed on.
Correct.
So welcome to the show, John.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
It's a real pleasure having you on board.
My pleasure, thanks.
Thank you.